there, I'm so pleased you pressed play to join me for our class today. This one is perfect if it's been a little while since you've done a class and you feel like you're ready to get back into the swing of it. So we'll stand up, do a warm up, and then we'll hop down on the floor to do some moves as well. And I think you're going to feel great after this class and feel really positive about getting back into it. So we'll start by with a big arm circle. So just plant your feet down, lift up through your body so you feel like you've got a little bit of space between, your hips and the ribs. And then we just lift the arms up. Good. And then just bring them back and down. So take a nice big deep breath and then back and down. Good. Again, inhale, lifting the arms, the shoulders can drop down, the ribs can drop down here, and then exhale back. Big deep breath, fill up your body. Ribs can stay down as you bring the arms all the way back and down. Then I'm just going to reach my arms up. One arm's going to go over to the side as I take a slight little side bend. Bring the arm back and up. Same on the other side, over and scoop back up and over. Just really feeling like your feet are evenly planted and you're getting that lovely big stretch on one side of your body. Back and up and over. That's it. And back and up. Bring the arms all the way down. And then I'm just going to reach them up and pull them down. Reach up and down. I'm going to add a little leg lift here. So as my arms go up, I'll just lift up one leg and then the other. That's it. So you want to find your balance. That's the way. Shifting your weight side to side. It's warming up those shoulders and through the hips. It's interesting, isn't it? After you do a couple, you find your balance. Me too. And we'll do 4 more. Okay, nicely done. The next thing we're going to do is reach forward and pull back with a little side step. And when you pull back, really pull the elbows back in so that you feel your upper arm and the lats. That's it, keep going. Tucking the elbows in nice and close. You can go down a little bit if you want a little bit more of a bend. That's it, well, 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Legs go a little wider, toes turned out. I'm going to bend my knees, but I'm also going to hinge my body forward, and this will be really good for your glutes. So actually, we're just going to bend the knees as I tip a little bit forward, and then just straight back up. So then feel your glutes work. So it's like this, straight back up. So warming up our lower body. It's feeling like the heels are drawing toward each other. I don't even feel like you need to tip too far forward to really activate through the back of your body there. Work. We'll do 4 more. Two, and that's 3, and 4. Bring your legs inward, and we're going to take 1 step forward, 1 step back. The back leg, I'm going to leave the heel up off the floor, and then I'm going to just take a little bend of my knees as my arms go out on a diagonal, thumbs pointing up. And then just back down. So again, it could be just a slight little bend, but I'm really feeling that back leg. Strong and straight, hip bones are pointing forward. Feeling that warmth in the back leg. Good, now hold it here, hands on your hips. I want you to shift your weight into your front leg, bend the knees slightly, and then you're just going to just a little way, lift up the back leg. So it just comes up off the ground a little bit and tap it down. So all the weight's forward in your front leg. And I'm thinking of lifting the hamstring rather than my foot. And my back's nice and long. I'm not rounding forward. I've just hinged forward over the straight leg at the front. So really straighten that leg out at the back. Think of just a little lift up from the hamstring. The back of the thigh lifts up. Good, and then come back, place the heel down at the back and just stand up tall. Feeling a little stretch on the back calf muscle there. And then feet together. Let's do the other side. So just a small step back, toes down, heel up at the back. Thumbs are going to point up to the ceiling on a diagonal forward as I take a little bend, straighten up. Keep nice and strong through that back leg. Up's tall and straight. So lift your eyes up. Chest is nice and open. I also think of knees going straight ahead. We're nearly there. Just 2 more now. Okay, good. And then hands on your hips, shift your weight forward so your front leg has your weight. And then you're going to tip a little bit forward. The front knee bends a little tiny bit and feel energy reaching out through the back leg. Little tiny lift and lower. Lift, lower. So I always need to concentrate on uncrunching the toes there at the front as well, because everything wants to hold on. Okay, but I'm using the muscles at the back of my leg and up through my spine. And you can hold on to something as well. That's perfectly fine. I use my wall a lot. Good. And then bring your foot down at the back, heel down. Lift up out of your waist and just feel a little stretch through the back leg. And then step together. Right, we're going to hop down on the floor now and we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So take your time. So lining yourself up, and the first thing we're going to do is just let our shoulder blades glide toward each other and then push them broad. So a little feeling of the shoulder blades coming towards the spine and then broadening through the upper back. So my chest drops a little bit towards the mat, but it doesn't really feel like I'm forcing anything. I'm not thinking of pressing down. It's a gliding inward of the shoulder blades and then broadening. One more. Now I'm going to keep that feeling of pushing the floor away, lifting up from under my arms. My shoulder blades are broad on my back and feeling active. Soften your elbows a little bit and then just lift one hand off the floor. So just pour your hand up, put it back and down, and then the other side. And see if you can do this with as little shift through your body as possible. So your shoulders don't dip side to side. You see if you can keep really steady and just have that shifting of weight internally. harder than it looks to stay really steady. I always think of drawing in through the belly, just lifting up a little bit, just stabilizes my whole torso. And that's it. And pause. Then we're going to move through our back. So I want you to tuck the tailbone under, but still only move the tailbone under, and then roll through your spine. Feel that movement all the way through your back as you end up in a rounded shape, looking down towards your thighs. And then move from the lower back. So tip the tailbone up towards the ceiling and just ripple through your spine, and then your chest and your eyes look up and stay there. Move from the lower back, tuck the tailbone under. Think of lifting up through the abdominals as you roll through your back. You end up in a rounded shape, pushing the floor away from you, doming up through your abdominals, and then from the lower back first. So tailbone points away, and then you move through each junction of your spine, and you end up looking up. So go again, tailbone first, moving piece by piece, really feeling that lovely movement through your back. And then from the tailbone, we're going to go back into our arched shape. Looking up, letting your chest look up, letting your shoulders drop away from your ears, and then back to even. Take your right foot, just reach it back behind you, and then square off your hips. So your hips are still looking down towards the mat. And I feel like rather than sinking to my shoulders, which is easy to do here, I want you to think of pushing the floor away and lifting up from your underarms and lifting up a little bit out of the hip that's holding you up. We're going to lift the leg to be level with your body, and then keeping the hips very, very still. We're just going to take the leg across your body, tap it down to the ground, lift it up, and then out to the side. So it's just a little crossover tap to one side of your mat, up and over, tap to the other side. So if you really are activating, you'll feel your upper body. I know you'll be feeling your hip. You'll be drawing in your abdominals to keep your hip bones really steady. Because when you go across your body, you're going to want to lift your right hip out to the side to help you get that lift. But the trick is to avoid that and try and just move the leg, which requires a lot of work through your abdominals to keep your pelvis steady. And you'll feel your shoulders active as well to maintaining that really nice shape. Good. And then we'll just bring that leg back and in. Sink back to rest position. So just sit back towards your feet, and you can give your wrists a little break. Anytime if they've had enough, just try going onto a fist and see if that helps. Okay, give them a little circle. And then back up onto your hands and knees. Yep. Take the other leg back. First thing I do is re-square off my hips, push down so my shoulders are broad and my collarbones feel open at the front. Then I draw in my tummy a little bit before I even lift the leg. And then it's just a little bit over to the side and over to the side. The movement might be smaller than you might think. And I can never do these ones fast because I have to go slowly to keep my hips really steady. It's a lot of concentration. So just enjoy really focusing on what you feel, how your body's working. Keep pushing the floor away. When you take the leg across your body towards the right, as you take your left leg over to the right, your right thigh might want to go that way too. Try not to let it. Your right thigh needs to stay nice and still. One more. And then we just bring that leg back and in. Sit back towards your feet in rest position. Give your wrists a little stretch if they need it. And then just crawl around and lay on your back. Wiggle around, find your position where you feel like you're in a straight line, shoulders nice and open, and we're going to reach our fingertips up towards the ceiling and turn your palms to face your thighs. Leave your hands there as you lift one leg up to tabletop, pop it back and down, and then lift up the other leg, pop it back and down. So think of being super light through your feet. So especially the foot that's on the floor, it's just ever so light. You're not pressing down. That way that will help you work your abdominals. And what's helping me is a thought of breathing out when I lift the leg up. So it's almost like the ribs sink down on that breath out. And I feel the abdominals draw in to help lift the leg up. And then as the leg comes up, just lower your arms at the same time and then come back. And as I'm doing this, I'm thinking strong, straight arms. So feel strength right through your arm, your wrist, right to your fingertips. So make it active and strong. Stay with the breath pattern if you can. So exhale to lift up and lower the arms. Inhale up. Good. And then leave your arms up to the ceiling and lift both legs up to tabletop. If this ever goes into your low back, you can go back to the one we were just doing, okay? And we're going to tap one toe down and then scissor the thighs. So I'm just switching the thigh bones, tapping one toe down and then the other. So if your back starts to arc away from the floor, like your lower back does a big arc, you know it's probably time to just do one leg at a time. I consciously drop down through the belly, so it feels like my belly button's dropping towards my spine a little bit, just to hold this feeling of support through my back. And then pause with both legs up and lower both arms down. Lift both arms back up. Exhale, lower them down. Inhale, back and up. And this time, lower them down. Flip the palms to face the ceiling and do a big circle around, big arm circle, and then bring them back up to the ceiling again. Down with the arms, big circle around. You can pop your legs down if you prefer. Come back up, down, circling around. Exhale down, inhale around, and exhaling back up. Okay, give those knees a hug in towards your chest. A little side to side rock. And then hold on behind your thighs and give yourself a little rock to sit up, or just roll over to the side and hop up. Good. Next thing is we're going to be on our knees. And we're going to just place our hands either side of our head, like this. And your thumbs are going to aim towards down your back. And then you just straighten your arms up again. So point the thumbs down, lift them up. But there's a bit of a trick here, because this is what I see happen a lot, and I want to do this too, is let the ribs go out as I bend and straighten my arm, my elbow. So what I want to do is let the ribs settle back in, and then from here, just bend and straighten. So I'm not going to try to get my thumbs to my shoulders because it changes my shape. So the best thing is just to keep the ribs tucking in and just little ones. Really good for the backs of the arms. I breathe out when my thumbs point down to my shoulders because it helps me to sink my rib cage. And I also feel like the pubic bone's drawing up towards the belly button. Exhale, inhale. And last one there. It's harder than it looks, isn't it? And then just bring the arms all the way back and down. Shoulders a little roll. Now I want you to feel like you're lifting up from the front of the thighs, opening up through the hip. There's a feeling of pubic bone to belly button, but you haven't squeezed from behind too much. Think of that lift and just let your body tip back a little way. And then come forward. Do that again. So just leaning back, feeling lift up here through the front, and try not to squeeze from behind. And back. The thing I always like to think of is ribs stay in line with the hips. Sometimes it's handy to have a look in the mirror when you do this one, because it's easy to let the hips go back or to go the other way and let the ribs sink back and the hips forward. So we want to hold this connection, and it comes from a feeling of lifting up here. Okay, good. That's enough. And then we're going to sit down, cross your legs. If you would prefer to sit on something or a chair, we're going to do a little neck stretch. So any way that feels comfy to sit, you go ahead. But I like feeling in a cross-legged position after the hip exercises we did. This gives it a little bit of a stretch here. Put one hand on your head and the other hand on the floor. Just take your head gently to the side. And it looks a little bit like I'm pulling my head over, but I'm not. I'm just using the weight of my hand on my head as I lift and lower this arm. And just pay attention to how it feels. So it feels a little bit more intense maybe when your fingers are on the floor. So just on and off. Separate your jaw. Some nice deep breaths. Feel proud of yourself. Feel really good about pressing play and taking this time to do your movement, and just recognize how good you feel. Warm, stretched out. Good. And then we just put a hand on our forehead and bring your head back up. We'll do the same on the other side. One hand here, over to the side. And just go gently. See how it feels. It's often different side to side. That's it. Nice deep breaths. Good. And then put your hand on your forehead and bring your head back up to being even. We're going to reach our arms up again. One arm over to the side. Let's take a little side bend. Come back up. Shoulders down and over. So if this class felt really good for you, you're feeling good about doing your movement, you think, oh gosh, I should do this more often. Often that's how I feel when I do a class. I'm like, oh, that felt so good. Don't know why I put that off. Then I'd love to encourage you to join me for my 2-week Pilates program. It's called Move Better, Feel Better. And it's just a 2-week program. It's a perfect way to get back into the swing of things, because you'll be able to follow classes like this, but in a sequence throughout the 2 weeks. So it will help you stay on track and, you know, be able to get into a really good routine and get a well-rounded workout through the whole week. So if you are keen to keep this feeling going, then I'd encourage you to click on the link below. It's a one-time payment. It's not a subscription. It's $15 for 2 weeks. And yeah, we can spend time together for 2 weeks. You'll follow the classes. They're pre-recorded for the 2 weeks, but there's also live classes. So you'll see a calendar in there and you'll be able to come to live Zoom classes throughout the 2 weeks, and we can have a class together. So click on the link, get started, and I can't wait to see you in there.